The fashion is, of course, very essential for us human beings, and but we see it more like a piece of art.
We have a fantastic project, not only an exhibition, but a symposium and a competition and off-site events. But the exhibition itself is part of the Nordic Fashion Biennale that we're doing in conjunction with Nordic House Reykjavik, Iceland Naturally, and it's a wonderful exhibition, looking back to find our future.
I would like people to come into this museum that has, there's a ready-made exhibition of old things that people brought with them, and shows, the history of the settlement of the Scandinavian people in Seattle. And I would like people to kind of, be surprised about, first of all, just get a chance to look at it from a different perspective. And I have mixed together, the new things with the old museum exhibition. So you're kind of surprised by almost like a little bit of an alien invasion. So it is a little bit of futuristic meeting the past.
We are here in a room which they call the ghetto, which is actually named after a photographer, Jacob Ries, who actually photographed the ghettos in New York when the immigrants were coming. And this exhibition is actually about then today the designers coming and showing their work kind of in these same situations that have been created here. And it kind of almost works like an art installation.
We go back and look at our old values, and we create something that is more contemporary and futuristic with those. And it's from there where we take our creative sources. What I'm doing here in the back with Icelandic folk costume is only to respect the shape, but nothing else. There's no embroidery, there's no of the those details, but with the shape you can see how modern it is actually. That it's old, but it's still very relevant today.
Well, the exhibition is fascinating, and I've been to some of the talks today as well, which have been very interesting.
It's a very beautiful exhibit, quite different too, with it. They're very modern. The clothing are great. Today we heard a lot about knitwear in the talks, and to come up here and see more of the pieces directly is wonderful. And I think that the cleverness of putting many of the pieces into the normal museum exhibition was wonderful. I mean, everyone's really enjoying that.
We use the natural resources on the Faroe Islands. We have sheep and fish, and we use both actually, because we use the skins of the sheep, we use the wool, and actually we use fish skin for bags and for shoes and so on. So it's very much about using the natural resources.
I'm trying deep inside.
I use different media to make different kind of arts. Actually, I'm not a designer, but I've made some creation which are in between art objects and design.
We want to look at the ethical issues and we want to look at the environmental issues, because there are a lot of consequences of producing textiles and clothing that are not so nice. We Nordic people like to think that we are nice and that we are concerned about, the environment. So we're known for being clean countries with lots of nature, and that we are concerned about the ethical issues. We get involved, with trying to make people be nice to each other, in getting involved in that. Those types of things is important for us, and it's part of our DNA,
The rabbit hole is it's a fairy tale. It's a kind of a dark fairy tale about a small little girl who's kind of these evil intentions to get out, but using her methods, as we can all do. But there's a lot of stories about magical beings in the Icelandic lava fields, and you can really visualize it because the shapes are so random and extreme. So I use my own design, which of course is it's colorful and extreme, so it kind of takes it out of this traditional context. It's about, combining the old and the new, so yeah.
By looking back into what we have in our heritage, we can see parallels with the contemporary designers and how they bring their influence of heritage or their background into their design, but really transform it in a new way.
This is an invasion of fashion and the creative minds coming from the Northern Hemisphere, from the countries Faroe Islands, Greenland, Iceland, where the population is small, and we're looking at how the cultural backgrounds influences people's creativity.
I'm Orlando Palacios. I am the current owner of Worth & Worth Hats in New York. It's a sustainable craft. We still do the same. We still make hats the same way they were made 200 years ago. There's no new ways of doing it. It's all still done that way. It gives you a sense of style, and it also gives you that personality. You wear a hat, you're going to, people recognize you.
Over the last few years, more and more designers have started selling, even at the high end, their product online. And designers that 10 years ago said, I'll never sell online, are now starting to do that. It is catwalk on the website.
Well, it has been 2 days of really interesting discussions and a lot of energy, and the people here in Seattle have also taken this really to their heart. So I must say it's a big success. We're going to move after we have been here in Seattle. We're going to move the exhibition to New York, opening up in March, and it will also follow a lot of workshops and lectures and symposium like we have had here now. So we at the Nordic House in Reykjavik are really proud of what has happened here.